Wait! Who are you?
Someone who prefers not getting involved.
You might not know this, but Reacher is going through some big behind-the-scenes changes before Season 3 drops. And while Reacher Season 3 will have lower stakes by adapting Persuader, that's actually a good thing. Plus, there's a chance we could see an exciting comeback in Season 3 thanks to a major detail from the book. So, let's dive into everything we know about this upcoming sequel. The book choice for Season 3 is an intriguing pick, raising the chances of a surprising character making a comeback. Lee Child's Jack Reacher series isn't heavy on continuity, as the novels are meant to be read in any order. Because of this, characters, aside from Reacher himself, don't usually reappear much. However, Prime Video's live-action adaptation has taken a different approach, allowing for some crossover between installments that doesn't happen in the books. At the end of Season 2, we saw Alan Ritchson's Reacher hopping on a bus, ready for his next adventure, so Season 3 could technically take place anywhere in the US. But with the chosen book as the source material, the setting for Season 3 might be more specific, if the adaptation sticks closely to it. If that's the case, one character could join Reacher in the exclusive club of appearing in all 3 seasons so far. Choosing Persuader as the basis for Season 3 gives us some interesting hints about what to expect. One of the most intriguing details is the setting, Boston. This city has already played a significant role in the first 2 seasons, particularly in connection with Malcolm Goodwin's character, Oscar Finley. Finley was a central character in Season 1, but at the end of that season, he moved back to his hometown of Boston. He made a surprise cameo in Season 2 when the story briefly took the action to Boston, even though he wasn't in the original book this season was based on. Persuader is also not a book where Finley appears, but since the show has shown a willingness to deviate from the source material, it seems likely that Finley could make another return in Season 3. Given that Boston is central to the Persuader story, it would be a missed opportunity if Finley didn't have a more significant role this time around. In Season 1, Finley was in every episode, but in Season 2, he only had a brief appearance, partly because the cast was much larger and the story mostly took place in New York. However, with Persuader potentially featuring a smaller cast and being set in Boston, there's a good chance Finley could have a bigger part to play in Season 3, even if it's not as prominent as his role in the first season. If that happens, it would be another example of the show diverging from the books to bring back a fan-favorite character.
Ooh.
Persuader's Boston setting might be a key reason why it was chosen as the basis for Season 3. With the story taking place in Boston, it allows Oscar Finley to return right away, which makes sense for the show. Although Season 1 followed the first of Lee Child's Jack Reacher books, the series hasn't stuck to adapting the novels in order. Season 2 jumped to the 11th book, and now Season 3 is going back to the 7th. There are likely several reasons for this choice, but one of the biggest might be the Boston setting. Jack Reacher's nomadic lifestyle doesn't naturally lend itself to a recurring cast, which can be tricky for a TV show. While the show has stayed true to Reacher's life on the road, it has also created more opportunities for characters to return than the books do. For example, Neagley, who only appears in one of the 3 books adapted so far, has been in every season of the show. Neagley can work remotely with Reacher, but Finley and Reacher need to be in the same place to be an effective team. By setting Season 3 in Boston, the show creates a chance for Finley to come back immediately, making the story flow better than in the books. This may not have been part of Child's original plan, but a more consistent cast has been a successful adaptation strategy so far. That said, one question we still don't have an answer to is, will Roscoe return for Season 3? Willa Fitzgerald's character hasn't appeared since Season 1. Ever since her exit in the Season 1 finale, fans have been eager to see Willa Fitzgerald's Roscoe Conklin back in action. Although she was mentioned in Season 2, her character hasn't made a return yet. This makes sense, considering she stayed in Margrave to help rebuild her hometown, knowing that Reacher's nomadic lifestyle didn't align with her own. However, with the time jump between the end of Season 2 and the start of Season 3 still unknown, Roscoe might find herself more open to rejoining the story. Like Finley, Roscoe doesn't appear in Persuader, the book on which Season 3 is based. This means Prime Video would need to take some creative liberties to bring her back.
I think we're good, Neely.
Fire in the hole!
While the show's writers have shown they're not afraid to deviate from the source material, Roscoe's return in Season 3 seems unlikely, as it could overshadow the main storyline, especially with Finley potentially playing a bigger role. However, the possibility of Roscoe returning later on in the series remains on the table. As for what we know about how Reacher will undergo a significant behind-the-scenes shakeup before Season 3, here's the scoop. Paramount has decided to shut down Paramount Television Studios, according to Variety, which could have some big implications for Reacher. This move is part of Paramount Global's efforts to cut $500 million from its budget, and shutting down the studio means that projects previously under Paramount Television Studios, like Reacher, will now be managed by CBS Studios. The president of the unit thanked her team for their hard work over the past 11 years, acknowledging the many challenges they faced together. With such a major studio change, there's always the risk of creative shifts in ongoing series. This situation is a bit more complicated because it's not just one show moving networks, like when 911 switched from Fox to ABC, but an entire slate of projects being handed over to CBS Studios. This could potentially overwhelm CBS, as they now have to juggle their current projects with these new ones. Whether this will affect the quality of Reacher Season 3 is still uncertain. The good news for Reacher fans is that Season 3 seems to be pretty far along in its production. Throughout the process, there have been updates showing that everything was moving swiftly after Season 2 wrapped up. In early July, Alan Ritchson, who plays the lead, posted a video showing his transformation from Reacher to his next project, Motor City. Since Ritchson's wrap likely signals the end of filming for Season 3, it's a promising sign that the show won't face major creative changes due to the studio shutdown. Another positive note is that Reacher is co-produced with Skydance and Amazon, which should help maintain the style and quality of the previous seasons, even with Paramount Television Studios out of the picture. While a potential Season 4 could still feel the impact of these changes, Season 3 looks set to stay on track, and hopefully, its success will ensure the series retains its budget and creative vision.
Your mom better hurry the fuck up, kid, or this is gonna go bad for both of you.
And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. With all the behind-the-scenes changes and the excitement building for Reacher Season 3, what are your thoughts on the potential return of characters like Finley and Roscoe? Do you think the studio shakeup will impact the quality of the show? If this resonated with you, please take a moment to show your support by giving this video a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to our channel for more amazing content.